going on, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great start to your day. Let's go ahead and dive face first into the drama. And today we're going to be talking about Beyonce being accused of fraud by a wedding planner by the name of Veronica Morales. Now, Beyonce and Veronica have been in a trademark dispute over the name Blu Ivy. So the friction between Beyonce and Veronica has been going on for years. You have Veronica that's been using the name Blu Ivy for her wedding business, and then you have Beyonce arguing that she's just not trademarking Blu Ivy, she's trademarking Blu Ivy Carter. So Veronica is still not feeling that because she feels that she's been using Blu Ivy first and that the two names are just too similar and the customers are going to get confused when it comes down to business. So Beyonce is trying to pull that power play, and her response to the fact that people would get things mixed up when it comes to, Blu Ivy Carter to Blu Ivy and Veronica Morales' business is the fact that how are people going to get that confused when Blu Ivy Carter has two parents that are two of the most famous individuals in the whole wide world? How are they going to get that confused with your business? All right, so Beyonce wasn't done. She called Veronica out for having a small business with just 3 regional offices and a handful of employees, with a weak online presence and poorly subscribed social media accounts. Now, Beyonce is also calling out Veronica for trying to attach her business to Blu Ivy Carter to boost her sales. So Beyonce also pointed out that Veronica has been in various interviews where she has admitted that her business, her sales did go up after Blu Ivy was born, and that Veronica admitted that she tried to reach out to Beyonce's agent. And then Beyonce also went at Veronica for actually having a sale on Blu Ivy's birthday. So was that just a coincidence, or was that Veronica just being shady towards Beyonce? Now, Veronica pointed out that Jay-Z did an interview with Vanity Fair, and he admitted that they weren't trying to trademark Blu Ivy's name to make any profit off of it, that they was just trademarking it so nobody else could use the name. Now, interesting enough, Beyonce accused Veronica of trying to sell her business to her for $10 million, but Veronica says that's not true. Now, we got to keep it all the way real. Veronica was using the name Blu Ivy for her business before Blu Ivy was even born. Now, with that said, I'm not trying to take up for Beyonce, but Veronica said that she's been using the name Blu Ivy for years, way before Blu Ivy was born. And my question to Veronica is, why didn't you have the name Blu Ivy trademarked earlier? Listen, follow me, guys. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, so this is the trademark that Veronica Morales received after filing on what it seems to be February the 8th of 2012. All right, and she got the registration, it seems, on 10/16/2012. So I'm guessing that's when she received the trademark, that it was actually approved. So my question is, Blu Ivy was born on January the 7th, 2012, but the receipt that I just provided showed you that Veronica didn't file for this trademark until February of 2012, which makes me believe that she ran to get this done because she had found out, of course, that Beyonce had named her child Blu Ivy Carter. So this brings me back to the question of why, if you have been using this name, Blu Ivy, for years, why did you wait until Beyonce had Blu Ivy to go and trademark it? Now, I understand that Veronica is just a small business owner and she's just trying to protect her brand. But if she was really about that business, she would have already had that name Blu Ivy trademarked a long time ago. And it seems like to me, once she found out that Beyonce named her daughter Blu Ivy, she ran to go get it trademarked just so Beyonce or Blu Ivy couldn't use it. And I find that shady. So another thing that I find interesting about this whole ordeal is the fact that when Beyonce was making a case of why she deserves to trademark her daughter's name, she said that Blu Ivy is a cultural icon who has been described as a mini-style star and has been celebrated for her fashion moments over the years. So when Beyonce referred to Blu Ivy as being a cultural icon, Veronica clapped back and said, with all due respect, Blu Ivy is not a cultural icon. A cultural icon would be people like Marilyn Monroe, Benjamin Franklin, and Elvis Presley. And to me, in my opinion, That was a bit of racial shade that was thrown in Beyonce's direction, in my opinion. You mean to tell me you couldn't name one African American that is a cultural icon? I mean, I'm just keeping it real because we are talking about Blu Ivy, which happens to be an African American child, right? So when Beyonce called Blu Ivy a cultural icon, why couldn't she refer to not one black individual that has walked the face of this earth, like a Martin Luther King, like a Rosa Parks, like a Harriet Tubman, people within our race that are definitely cultural icons? She couldn't name not one. Not one. She didn't want to name one. And that's why I find this so funny and very shady on her behalf. Listen, I'm not trying to say that Blu Ivy is a cultural icon. No, I'm not trying to say that. But what I am saying is that when Beyonce was addressing her, she kept it about the business. And furthermore, who does Veronica think she is to tell Beyonce that her assessment about what she thinks about her own child is wrong? If Beyonce feels that Blu Ivy is a cultural icon, then that is what Beyonce feels. I think that was very disrespectful on Veronica's part to say such a thing. But anyway, that's a little bit of the backstory in regards to this situation between Beyonce and Veronica. I know that some of you all have heard this story before, but I just couldn't give you the information that I'm about to give you now without giving you a bit of a backstory. I wanted it to all come together and make some sense. Now, Veronica is now accusing Beyonce of fraud. So let's take a moment to read what the receipts have to say in regards to this matter.
The receipts? Do I need to bring the receipts,
no.
baby girl? Because I got receipts.
Alright, Beyonce is being accused of fraud by the wedding planner battling her over the name Blu Ivy, who is also bringing up the Illuminati rumors. The wedding planner claims she has presented enough evidence of damages. She claims Blu Ivy's Facebook page also almost immediately received an increase in fans from the African continent. Further, she writes, many members of the general public believe the Carters are members of the so-called Illuminati, and the name of their daughter spelled backwards is Eulbyi, which in Latin is translated to Lucifer's daughter. She says this causes a harm to her business and is asking the board to deny Beyonce's trademark completely. Alright, so you heard what they had to say in regards to this matter, and I just want to let you all know that I didn't read all of the receipts, because if I did, I would have just been regurgitating everything that I told you previously when I gave you the backstory. But I do want to throw this fact in, that once again, Veronica brought up the interview that Jay-Z did with Vanity Fair when he said that he wasn't trying to trademark Blu Ivy's name for monetary reasons. So she's using that as a leg to stand on because she feels that Beyonce is lying about the reason why she wants to trademark Blu Ivy's name. Alright, so this is my thoughts on the situation. Okay, so yes, does it sound shady that Veronica waited to go get Blu Ivy trademarked after she found out that Beyonce named her daughter Blu Ivy? Yes, but the fact of the matter is that Veronica did get it trademarked first. And I do believe that if you gave her the trademark, then it should stand. But at the same time, I'm questioning Veronica's motive. I believe that Veronica offered Beyonce her business for $10 million and Beyonce turned it down. So when you look at the situation, Beyonce and Jay-Z may be billionaires, right? But this woman holds the leverage when it comes to this situation because she had it trademarked first. So a lot of times when you see a situation like this, you know, the underdog is going to hold people that think they're on this high horse to the standard, to the law. And this is what Veronica is doing to Beyonce and Jay-Z. It gives people great satisfaction that is not on the level of a Jay-Z or Beyonce as far as career-wise or financially, to be able to say, look at what I did to this power couple. They thought that they was going to take the trademark away from me. I stood my ground, and guess what? I defeated Jay-Z and Beyonce. Now, Veronica mentioning that Blu Ivy has gotten more followers on Facebook, especially from the African continent, is baseless. What does that have to do with the trademark? I mean, come on. She's going to have more followers than you on any day because of who she is and who her parents are. What does that have to do with the trademark? Now, the other thing was she brought up the Illuminati situation. You know, we've all heard things about Jay-Z and Beyonce, but
I ain't one to gossip, so if anyone asks you ain't heard it from me. No, you haven't.
But make no mistake about it.
Girl, you know it's true.
But anyway, the real reason why I think that Veronica went and ran and had Blu Ivy trademarked is because she thought that she was going to get a payday from Beyonce and Jay-Z just to be able to trademark that name. And I know some people are going to say, well, Veronica didn't know that Beyonce was going to try to file a trademark for the name Blu Ivy. But I'm telling you that Veronica went and filed that trademark just in case Beyonce tried to. Because you have to look at the situation. If Beyonce wants to try to get that name trademarked, but somebody already has a name that's similar, it's going to be hard for Beyonce to get that name trademarked. So what she's trying to do, or what she probably was banking on, is the fact that Jay-Z and Beyonce will offer her millions of dollars to hand over that name, to hand over that trademark, so they can use that trademark fully and initially for their own purposes. But anyway, I'm gonna let this go and let y'all have that in the comments. Drop down and let a brother know what you think about this entire situation. Do you find it shady that Veronica had been using the name Blu Ivy for years, but only decided to trademark it when she found out that Beyonce had named her daughter Blu Ivy? Do you find that a little bit suspicious? Also, do you feel that Beyonce should win the trademark rights for her daughter's name? Be sure to give me your true thoughts and assessments, all right? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll get with you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.